Yo, what up guys, OPTCG Daniel here, back at it again with a deck profile video. So today we're gonna do purple Luffy, the PSA leader. I finally got it. But yeah, activate main once per turn. You may add one card from the top of your life cards to your hand. If you have 0 or 3 or more Don cards on your field, add up to 1 Don card from your Don deck and set it as active. So you take a life, you ramp, that's basically it. It's basically like a Whitebeard, so you draw a card, you ramp up, and yeah, you can do some fun stuff, do some combos, and yeah, good leader. This deck will definitely become one of the best decks when the starter decks are out. The purple starter deck with the 7-cost Luffy, the 4-cost Zoro. It can do some crazy stuff and definitely will be one of the meta decks then. Now it's also pretty good, still a sleeper. But yeah, let's go into the deck profile. For our 4 costs, we play 4 times ulti. Ulti is just your 2k counter, but if you have her brother in your hand, page 1, then it's also a really good combo, because on play Don -1, you may play 1 page 1 with a cost of 4 from your hand. So you play this at your 4 Don turn, and you have this, then you have 2 cards on the field already, really good. Good stat line, so you can swing 7k, play another 5 cost or something, swing 5, 5, 7, play 5 cost. However you want to do it. You can also play the other page 1, but I just like the page 1, the beat stick, a 4/6. Really good against some decks. Then we play 4 times Trafalgar Law, the blocker from the Ultimate Captains. Yeah, you know it. If you play against a deck that has a big hand size, if they have 7 or more, on play, Don -1. If your opponent has 7 or more cards, you choose 2 cards and then they discard it from their hand randomly, so you can just snap some cards out of their hand. Really good, it's a blocker, and if you don't have any play, just play this on your 4 Don turn. Then for our other 4 cost cards, talking is hard, I'm sorry. It is 4 times Hitokiri Kamazo, aka Killer. This card is really good against Bonnie and decks that have a cost of 2 or lower, if I'm saying it correctly. Yeah, activate main once per turn. When a Don on your field is removed to your Don deck, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 2 or less. It's a 2k counter, it's a 4-cost 5k, so pretty good stats, and then the KO effect's really good, so whenever you manage a Don, you KO a 2-cost or less. You can KO Searchers, you can KO Zoro, Chopper cards, the Weenies, you can KO the Rocinante from Bonnie, and then just swing into the 8-cost kit. Really good card, especially since you can combo it off with some other cards. And then we only play 1 extra 4 cost. We play 1 Sphinx. It's just another 4/6k beater. Primarily, if you go first, you are 3 Dons, and usually their ability, you want to play a 4 cost out, so that's why we have these. In my opinion, I always want to go second, because I want to play a 5 cost out instead of these, and you just use it for endgame or for counter. But if you're being forced to go first, you play this page 1 or one of the 4 cost out. Really good. And then we go into the 5 costs. We play 4 times Captain Eustas Kid. Really good card. Your turn once per turn. When a Don card is removed from your field to the Don deck, you get an extra Don back active. So basically your minus abilities are free and you get an extra active Don, so you can combo off into some other stuff. Like if you have a Captain Kid and a Queen, here are 10 Dons, you know, you play this card out, you play the Queen out, the Queen minuses 1 Don to draw 2, discard 1, and then this one kicks in, you get a Don back, so you have 1 active Don. So you basically always play with 11 Dons or more if you have multiple on the field. Really good card. Definitely use it, because you want to get some Dons back. Then for other 5 costs, we play 4 times Polly. I still play Polly, because I really like Polly. On play, rest 2 Dons, so you actually need 7 Dons for this card, but don't worry. It's a 5 cost, you can still play it on 5 cost, but you don't get an effect. And at 7 Dons, you rest 2 Dons. You can KO a 4 cost of less, and you get an active Don. So this will ramp you to 8 instantly, and then you go to 10 next turn. Really good card, and you can KO stuff. No counter, so it will be really cloggy in your hand, but we have ways for that. Then for other 5 costs, we play 4 times Magellan. Yeah, Magellan is just a really nasty card. On play, Don -1. You remove a Don and your opponent removes a Don back to the Don deck. If you play against yellow or against Kalgara especially, if Kalgara goes second, You just play this, they go to 5 dons, they cannot use their leader ability, they cannot play the 6 cost Kalgara, they cannot play the Mont Blanc next to it to gain a life. So yeah, really good against Kalgara and some other decks. So just drop it whenever. It's always good to throw decks off curve. Then for our other 5 costs, we play a lot of 4 and 5 costs. We play 4 times Queen. So Queen is here for draw power. On play, Don -1, draw 2 cards, trash 1 card. So we do play a lot of non-counters. So it's always good to discard some cards you don't need with the Queen. And the Queen is just a really good blocker. 5 cost 6k, 1000 counter. You can also swing with it if you have multiple blockers on the field. You don't need more than like 2 active blockers. So if you have 3 blockers, you can just swing, whatever you want to do. Then for our last 5 cost, we play 2 times Frankie. Yeah, you can cut this card for any card you want, but I just like the 2k counter and also the rush potential. Because Don 1, if you have 8 or more Don cards on your field, this card gains rush. So whenever you need a rush card and you don't have Kaido and you want to end game or swing into stuff, use this card really good. And if not, just a 2k counter, no big deal. Then into our 6 cost, we play 4 times Sanji, the 6 cost blocker. Yeah, if you have less than 2 dons exactly than your opponent, this card costs 3 in your hand. So whenever you use Kaido, you know, you go -5 or 4, I don't even remember. So then you have less Don, and you can next turn play this for 3, so you can wall up and just be defensive, and if not, 2k counter, or you can swing with it, because it's a 6/3 cost 6k, really good. Then for our 7 cost, we play of course 4 times Captain Eustace Kid. This card is really good. If you have the 5 cost Captain Eustace Kid and you have this, then you will just get the Don back that you get from on play and when attacking. On play, when attack, Don -1, your leader gains 1000 power until the start of your next turn. So in your opponent's turn, you're a 6k leader. Really good. If you have multiple on the field, you become a 7k, 8k, 9k leader if you have all 4 on them. And you can definitely use the Captain Eustace Kid's 5 cost to get it back. And then here we go for the Spice card. We play 2 times Douglas Bullet. This card is really for debate. If you're local, if the meta evolves to be a lot of Black Yellow Luffy or some other decks, you can play this card really good. Activate main once per turn, Don -4. Rest up to a total of 2 6 or less cost characters from your opponent. So if they have 2 Sanjis, the blockers, which I just showed you, the 6k, 6 cost 6k, you play this, you wait a turn, or you can use it directly, use its effect, rest those 2 Sanjis, also the Sabos, so this one is really good against blockers or cards you just need to KO. And then it gains double attack, so yeah, this against Kalgara, easy, this against, what other decks is it good against? Against Black Yellow Luffy, also really good because it has a big stat line by itself. You play this, you pass, or use its effect, but usually you play this, you pass, you go, you play like a 4 cost or something, you go Don -4, so you don't spill or, yeah, throw away the Dons, so you definitely want to use them. Or you can swing into something with another card with 4 Dons attached, use this effect, put the 6 remaining Dons on this, and then swing for 16k double attack. Really good, has a lot of scenarios. You can cut this to the 9 cost Lin from OPO8. The one that says Don -1, trash a card to gain a life or something, and then just bottom deck a 6 into their opponent's life. So you can either choose, if your local has a lot of Black Yellow Luffy, play this. If your local has a lot of Kagara, play this. But if your local has different decks, just play the 9 cost Lin. Then for our 9 cost, we play 3 times Kaido. Kaido is our finisher. On play, Don -5. KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 6 or less, then it gains rush. You don't have to KO something, just to Don -5, and you gain the rush effect anyway. The KO is just an extra ability which you can use. So really good. They have a blocker. You play this, Don -5, KO it, attach 1 Don to it, becomes a 11k because it's a 9 cost. Attach 1 Don, use your leader ability, gain a Don, take a life. It can swing for 12. So really count out your Dons, because you always have more than your opponent thinks. They always forget that you can take a life or ramp up. And then for our last card, we only play 2 times Gum Gum Jet Cutling. If you trigger this from life, always use trigger. Trigger, add up to 1 Don from your Don deck and set it as active, so you don't need to take a life. But yeah, counter, 0 cost, you may trash 1 card from your hand up to one of your leader or character, gains 3000 power during this turn. really good, but if you trigger it, just always trigger it. But yeah, that's it for this leader. Right now, it's kind of still iffy how the meta is evolving, since we don't really have any locals. Oh well, the OPO8 isn't released yet. It releases in 2 days. This is being recorded on the 11th of September, so in 2 days the meta will be a little bit known. Big tournaments, we have to wait for the reports, because we're playing a different format in Japan. But I still think that Monkey D. Luffy Purple Mono has a really good place, especially with the starter decks. I used to main this in OPO5 when it's released. I went to Nationals in Utrecht with this. Bad mistake. There were a lot of Sakazukis. I should have played something else. But definitely I have my faith in a Purple Luffy in the future. Starter decks, really good. Yeah, that's for this leader. If you guys like the deck profile, give it a like. If you dislike it, dislike it. If there's some more content, subscribe. And let me know what other deck lists I should do. Alright, see you guys later. Peace. Look how nice this card looks.